straight verdict on NCAA's control after Deion Sanders fires up spring game talks. Well, the spring games just saw a gust of change. All thanks to Deion Sanders, who would like to style it like the pros. Sanders wants more than an intra-squad scrimmage. He craves a real opponent. Bold. Absolutely. But he's not alone. Mike Gundy wants a spring bedlam game against Brent Venables Sooners, and coaches like Matt Rule and Ryan Day are on board. The NCAA swiftly rejected the idea, but one analyst made it clear that they can't control public perception. Sanders ignited a debate, and now, everyone's following suit. In the end, Deion Sanders' off-season efforts to bring a definite change came to nothing. Both Sanders and Fran Brown were set to do something CFB has never seen before, as they proposed a spring game between the two of them to the NCAA. Outcome: the NCAA didn't allow them to compete against each other. But why? Other teams are too far into spring practice to bring something of this sort, with concerns over injury, academics, and, lastly, Matt Rule's favorite word, tampering concerns. But unlike NCAA officials, analyst Adam Brenneman comes in full support of Deion Sanders' idea of playing other teams in spring practice. As he says, so Deion Sanders wants spring games to be real games, and he's not alone. I agree with him. I've talked to coaches who love this idea. Fran Brown even tweeted about it. But why hasn't it happened yet? Let's get into it. Fran Brown did make an effort to make this change happen despite the distance, tweeting, "We will come to Boulder for 3 days." But the major problem is not the NCAA, but the coaches who are not willing to volunteer. As Brenneman highlights, the NCAA still bans teams from scrimmaging each other in the spring, but their enforcement power is weaker than it's ever been. The real holdup is that coaches are not aligned on the topic. Some worry about injuries. They're giving away too much film. Others don't want opposing staff scouting their roster for the portal. Look, in today's nil and transfer portal era, having a spring practice will not make any difference if players are willing to leave. Just take Bryce Underwood's example. He chose the $10.5 million price over his early commitment to LSU, right? But all other coaches fear about is their team getting poached or injured. That can happen even in the summer camp and in the coming spring portal too. That's exactly what Deion Sanders wanted to say. I don't believe in that. I don't really want to condone that. I would like to play in the spring. Actually, I would like to play against another team in the spring. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Let's be real. There's a huge advantage to playing against other teams. As Brenneman explains, the upside is that you get real competition in the spring to see how your guys do against a playbook they don't know. Instead of going against your offense, against your defense, go against someone else's team and coaches who are trying to scheme you up. Playing against your team members can never give you real game day experience. For that, you need to test your caliber. Meanwhile, Adam Brenneman is sure that if enough coaches say yes to this, the NCAA can't stop them. Now, even though Deion Sanders' spring game idea is getting a push, there's a major concern waiting in the sidelines for him. Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffalo's future in jeopardy? The era after Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter feels like abruptly switching from a bullet train to walking. The pace is drastically different. Colorado lost more than 2 star players. They lost the very core of their program. Reporter Tom Fornelli pointed out, now this will be the first time where he won't have his sons. But more importantly, you also don't have Travis Hunter. You were trying to supplement them. But now that those two were gone, will the way that they have worked in the portal have the same kind of impact? That's the million-dollar question echoing throughout Big 12 discussions. Coach Prime built a program with star power. Players weren't just drawn to the culture. They came to play with Shedeur and Hunter. Now, there's talent like Will Shepard, Jimmy Horn Jr., and Amarian Miller, but their new QB, Kaidon Salter, needs to build chemistry with them because replicating Hunter and Shedeur's impact won't be easy. 4-star recruit Preston Ashley visiting Deion Sanders, Colorado Buffaloes. Class of 2026 4-star defensive back Preston Ashley has finalized his official visit schedule, and his final stop could be the most important. The Mississippi native will head to Boulder on June 20th to get a first-hand look at what Coach Deion Sanders is building at Colorado, where recent history suggests visits often turn into commitments. The Colorado Buffaloes first made an offer to 4-star defensive back recruit Preston Ashley back in March. Ashley, who plays for Brandon High School in Mississippi, has emerged as one of the most sought-after prospects in the defensive backfield. The 5'11", 180-pound standout is ranked the number 20 safety in the nation and the number 9 overall player in Mississippi per 247 Sports. He also boasts a 4.5-second 40-yard dash and a 4.0 GPA, something he proudly highlights in his Twitter bio. Ashley embodies the type of athlete Colorado coach Deion Sanders has prioritized since arriving in Boulder. Well, when we recruit character, Sanders told CBS Colorado last spring. We recruit smart, tough, fast, disciplined young men with character. Ashley was selected to the Under Armour Next All-America game, adding to his impressive resume and further cementing his status as a premier talent in the 2026 class. Ole Miss was one of the first schools to come calling, and the family tie to the Rebels through Ashley's father, Tyrone, who played for Ole Miss, has kept them firmly in the mix. Other top programs, including Texas A&M, Tennessee, Florida, Florida State, and Auburn, have also been working to secure his services. Sam Spiegelman of Rivals recently reported that Auburn may have a slight edge over Colorado. I can definitely see myself being there, Ashley said of the Tigers. The Tigers are pitching early playing time, and Coach Hugh Freeze's vision for a resurgent program. But Coach Prime offers the same, perhaps on a bigger stage. After all, since Sanders arrived in Boulder, the Buffaloes have become must-see TV. Still, Colorado might be offering exactly what Ashley is looking for. Look at everything they are doing, taking a program that was just a few years ago considered a joke to a dominant powerhouse team, Ashley told 247 Sports. Ashley's official visit to Boulder isn't just a final stop, it could be the tipping point. Under Sanders, Colorado has developed a reputation for turning visits into commitments, especially with elite talent. Buffalo's offensive lineman Jordan Seaton announced his commitment to the University of Colorado live on FS1's Undisputed in December 2023. During the broadcast, Seaton, the nation's top offensive tackle in the 2024 class, declared his allegiance to Coach Prime and the Buffaloes, challenging others by stating, "If you ain't rocking with us and you claim you a dog, why you not coming to Colorado?" Another high-profile prospect, five-star quarterback Julian Juju Lewis, flipped from USC to Colorado after a pivotal trip to Boulder, announcing his commitment live on the Pat McAfee Show in November. For defensive backs like Ashley, the opportunity to develop under one of the greatest to ever play the position, combined with national exposure and a program culture built on discipline and character, makes Colorado a compelling destination. With Ashley visiting Colorado again on June 20th, the Buffaloes have one more chance to close strong and potentially land another blue-chip recruit in the 2026 cycle. Buffalo's offensive lineman Jordan Seaton announced his commitment to the University of Colorado live on FS1's Undisputed in December 2023. During the broadcast, Seaton, the nation's top offensive tackle in the 2024 class, declared his allegiance to Coach Prime and the Buffaloes, challenging others by stating, "If you ain't rocking with us and you claim you a dog, why you not coming to Colorado?" Another high-profile prospect, five-star quarterback Julian Juju Lewis, flipped from USC to Colorado after a pivotal. Frustrated Deion Sanders accuses son Shilo of stealing after dodging truth to avoid gifting new car. "I don't have to look out and be a father during the games to make sure this one is right." And this one is right, Colorado Buffaloes head coach Deion Sanders had said about his two sons, Shilo and Shedeur, as they prepare for the NFL draft. While the longtime stint of Coach Prime's mentorship will end for his sons, it definitely won't be pretty for fans. What's more sad? Not just the Sanders duo. The team will also be missing Travis Hunter and his close pupil Jimmy Horn Jr., who managed to clock a 4.46 in the 40-yard dash. What will Coach Prime's life look like then? One that is devoid of regular Sanders updates from the Buffs locker room, courtesy of Deion Sanders Jr., the perpetual trash talk episodes between sons and father that we've grown to love, and the updated power rankings after every game. It was in September 2023 that the 57-year-old acknowledged, for the first time ever, that he ranks his children based on how happy they make him. I mean, when you have so many talented kids at your home and beyond, you do have to keep account, wouldn't you? Already biologically connected to 5 kids, Coach Prime is never one to shy away from taking up parental duties for others when needed. As a head coach who is undoubtedly one of a kind in college football right now, he's always gone the extra step to bring that swagger to the program with his raw and unfiltered take on everything. This is a coach who doesn't just recruit players, but builds long-term relationships as well. So much so that there was a time when the 57-year-old even accompanied Horn Jr. to visit the latter's father in prison. And who can forget the coach's another son and two-way star Travis Hunter? Well, all the more reason for his kids to be worried about their power rankings. But looks like son Shilo Sanders might fall a place or two in the rankings, or even find himself at the bottom. Why? Let's find out. In an effortlessly hilarious conversation recently, Shilo and Coach Prime were seen bantering. And the reason couldn't be more silly and serious at the same time. The point of contention was the former Buff safety reportedly stealing what rightfully belonged to the coach. The duo were seated together, having a conversation when the father suddenly pointed out, "These are my pants you got on." Shilo wasn't going to take that lightly, as tried to muster up a befitting response saying, "Why are you wearing shoes on your pants? Why are you wearing shoes on your own carpet?" And that's exactly when the father decided to go all out. I don't understand. They come in here and steal my stuff out of my office, and I know my stuff. Those are my pants. He knows I know them, my pants. Who could argue with Coach Prime's reasoning, as he continued? These kids, they got everything downstairs everywhere. They come in here to do. They shower. But Shilo again teased his father a little more with another revelation. I come here and take showers occasionally. No better comfort than the comfort of Coach Prime's office. You can take your clothes off and go boo-boo here, lock the door, and play some music. Well, the banter gets more and funnier as the duo outmatch each other with their brutal takes. This is what we will be missing when Shilo and Shedeur depart. However, there will still be players providing those father-son-like moments with Coach Prime, since he is the only coach in CFB who may allow that. But first, let's look at how. There has been buzz all around the internet that the timekeeping for Shilo's race wasn't correct. Even Deion Jr. posted a video of the Buffs clocking the same race at 4.45 instead of 4.52, which was clocked in the stopwatch. Shilo's mother even shared the video of the Buffs clock in a bid that Shilo would get his brand new car. While Deion Sanders isn't quite convinced by the arguments to gift the safety of his personal new car, he still took to his Instagram and congratulated his son as he wrote, "At Shedeur Sanders, I'm so darn proud of you, son. I love you and I believe in you #dad." Could this be a consolation for Shilo instead of a car? Shedeur Sanders receives strong message from sister Deiondra as Coach Prime's son publicly moves on from Saints. Back in 1989, as the New York Giants asked Deion Sanders to study their playbooks to be selected at the 18th draft spot, Prime Time, who got selected at the 5th, responded with a composed, "I'll be gone before then." Fast forward 36 years, as his son Shedeur Sanders prepares to land in an NFL team, he is met with some similar situations. While the parallels may be there, the former Colorado QB is set to pave his own path. And the work speaks for itself. In his last collegiate season, he threw for 4,134 yards for 37 touchdowns on only 10 interceptions. Sanders led his team to a 7-2 conference record and 9-4 overall record, while claiming the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. However, his NFL draft stock has been highly unstable. First, he was projected in the top 5 picks. But then, Field Yates dropped him to 6th, and all the QB could say was, "That's C, bruh. I ain't going 6th. Now, some mock drafts not only take him out of the top 10, but push all the way to the 21st spot, where the Pittsburgh Steelers, who he recently gave a 10 after meeting, could safely grab him. Yet, through all the ups and downs, it is interesting to note that it is his skills that are being spotlighted and not the fact that his top 10 projection chances are because of his father. And it is visible. Just 5 days ago, Shedeur Sanders had his much-anticipated pro day in Boulder, Colorado, after he chose not to throw at the combine. No doubt, all eyes were focused on the former Buffs QB1's performance. And he didn't disappoint. Mid-range, dimes, long passes, Shedeur brought it all. In some sense, it was necessary to remind the naysayers that his high draft prospects are not because he is Deion Sanders' son, but because he has performed exceptionally well in college football, especially during challenging and crucial moments. And that's exactly what his sister wants everyone to remember. In a recent interview, Shedeur Sanders' sister, Deiondra Sanders, was asked about the quarterback's potential NFL team. "I don't really have a team. I'm just so proud of him for the way he works hard and his work ethic. It's like he's done this thing right. You always have my dad to lead you, but you gotta want it as well for sure. So he's done this thing right. So I'm just proud of him, whatever team he goes to. I just want him to go where he would like to go. That's the best fit for him, and I'm just proud of him. It doesn't matter where he goes, surely. Having a guiding light can be helpful for a player to make his name in the sporting world, and what better than a Hall of Famer as a father for the same?" However, instead of being in his shadows, Shedeur has done things his way. And even as he steps into the professional world, where others want him to land is not as important as where he wants to go by himself. So far, he has shown interest in the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New Orleans Saints. But where support is concerned, the Sanders family does not seem to lack it anywhere. Time and again, Deiondra has raved about his brother. The very recent one was when Shedeur told the NFL teams during his media appearance at the Combine in Indianapolis, "If you ain't trying to change the franchise or the culture, don't get me." So, you should know history repeats itself over and over and over, and I've done it over and over and over, so it should be no question why a franchise should pick me. Listening to this, Deiondra quickly took it to her Instagram story and added, "He said what he said," with a red heart and a still from his interview. No doubt, the Sanders household is a close-knit unit. They support each other in public whenever they get the chance to. So, it's no surprise that Deiondra's priority is for Shedeur to be happy. Where would he be happy? We don't know yet. What we do know is that Shedeur Sanders has everything to be a top pick in the upcoming NFL draft. The qualities? The ability to throw quite accurately, as the QB finished with the third highest accuracy rate in college football. He shows a great understanding of the defensive setup, and his ability to find a receiver in tight coverage is quite exceptional. Shedeur Sanders has the talent to execute accurate deep throws despite the tag that his arm is weak. Sanders' 94.8 PFF grade, which is ranked fourth in the draft class on deep throws, 20 yards plus, is a testament to his ability to execute those deep balls. All in all, the QB has incredible talent, but despite this, his draft stock seems to be falling. And now, it seems like he is preferring another destination to show his skills. Shedeur Sanders moves on from the New Orleans Saints? Several teams were touted for drafting Shedeur Sanders. First was the New York Giants, then the Tennessee Titans, and recently, the New Orleans Saints, with their 9th pick, were expected to rope in the QB services. Travis Hunter's mom gears up for draft glory while 32 NFL franchises struggle with his dual identity, lights, camera, Travis Hunter. This two-way phenom delivers every single game, no doubt. But that Heisman journey was far from a cakewalk. Injuries tried to sideline him, doubters chirped, yet he relentlessly battled on both sides of the ball. Now that he's turning pro, the burning question is this: will Hunter be a WR or CB? The once undisputed face of the Colorado Buffs is facing a fascinating identity crisis of his own. The only best part? NFL scouts are already calling him a top 5 lock for the 2025 draft. No magic tricks here, just pure grit and talent. Now, just like Shedeur Sanders, even Travis Hunter's pro day turned many heads. With 32 franchises eyeing him, it was nothing less than a star-studded night. But here's the kicker. Hunter, who's aiming for both cornerback and receiver, surprisingly skipped cornerback drills. However, his route running and receptions, from Sanders, were good. Perhaps he was simply supporting his quarterback, or maybe he was sending a message. And guess who's the first one out there hyping Hunter? It's Travis Hunter's mother, who took to Instagram with the kind of energy only a proud mom can bring. Ferrante Edmonds, who was right there hyping her son during his Heisman journey, is now bringing that same energy to the NFL draft. Having already shared hype videos and posts, she recently posted a clip expressing her excitement for draft day. "The game was amazing. We are doing a countdown to the draft," she exclaimed, inviting her social media family to chime in on who all would be present on draft day. And no wonder Hunter's skills caught the eyes of many NFL teams. Even the Titans, holding that coveted number 1 pick, had their GM, Mike Borgonzi, chime in. "Travis, everything you see on film, he is one of the twitchiest athletes I've ever seen. He's impressive." Beyond the Titans, the Browns are also showing interest in Travis Hunter, though their intentions remain uncertain. Yahoo Fantasy analysts Matt Harmon and Charles McDonald see immense potential in Hunter, but are concerned about how a potential selection by Cleveland at the number 2 pick could impact his career. McDonald raises a crucial question. What is he, Hunter, changing about this situation that they have going on there? He candidly adds, I hope they pass, just for all of us because, that would suck so much if he ended up in Cleveland. The core of their worry isn't Hunter's exceptional talent, but rather the current quarterback situation in Cleveland. The Browns' quarterback lineup, Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, and the recovering Deshaun Watson, raises concerns about the environment Hunter would be entering. From a fantasy perspective, Hunter's landing spot could become a high-volume target situation. He'd likely start at receiver, but who's throwing him the ball? Malik Neighbors excelled despite a poor team and still managed 109 catches for 1,204 yards and 7 touchdowns. Could Hunter replicate that? Possibly. Harmon even compares him to Odell Beckham in his prime. However, without a strong quarterback, his potential is limited. But if Cleveland makes a bold move and trades back into draft Shedeur Sanders, that changes everything. Reuniting the Colorado duo could dramatically alter his outlook. Then there's another concern waiting on the sidelines for him, his two-way skills. And after his pro day act of playing just as a receiver, the concerns are rising even more. Even Hunter knows it. They want to see how much I can handle, and it's up to me at this point. That's really not good news for him. Is Travis Hunter's two-way skill in jeopardy? In the pro league, Travis Hunter's arrival is a bold statement. I'll do both. While others dedicate careers to single positions, Hunter's rewriting the playbook. Both. Just like you saw me play in college, he told SiriusXM NFL Radio. And let's not forget his 688 defensive and 672 offensive snaps last season backed it up real well. His pro day performance further cemented his dual threat status, reigniting the debate. Offense or defense? Hunter's response. I could play all of them if they gave me the chance and the opportunity to do it. He's not auditioning. He's declaring his intent. The question remains, will NFL teams utilize his unique two-way skills? ESPN's Field Yates echoes this concern. One of the biggest talking points right now is how the team drafting Travis Hunter will utilize him. Full-time receiver and occasional corner? The inverse? How about an even split? While I was at the Colorado Pro Day, it became clear to me that a common mindset from some teams was that there's plenty of time to figure that out later. For now, Hunter is too rare of a talent and too exceptional on both sides of the ball to tether him to a plan before the draft. But this isn't the first time someone's pulling something of this sort, right? The NFL hasn't seen many true two-way players. Five-star Felix Ojo drops massive future announcement after dealing heavy blow to Marcus Freeman and Steve Sarkisian. Felix Ojo isn't just another name on the college football recruiting boards. He's the kind of player who generates buzz even before stepping onto a college field. With fans, media, and coaches closely watching the Lake Ridge High School prospect, he's made a major announcement that's sending ripples through the recruitment landscape. Intrigued? You should be, because what's unfolding could very well shake up the strategies of several major coaching staffs. USC Trojans Lincoln Riley evaluates Big Ten Conference football Ojo, standing tall at 6 feet 7 inches and weighing in at 274 pounds, has been a prime target for Ohio State. And now, the five-star OT has signaled a major shift, scheduling an official visit to Columbus on May 30th, following his visit there between April 10th and 11th. This move, revealed through his recent social media posts, has certainly raised eyebrows. Well, it all comes down to the family vibes and home vibes. What excites me about the Bucs